This dude, Memo 600, just walked himself into a wave of embarrassment that's got the whole hip-hop scene talking. People are roasting him left and right after he tried to act bold in NBA YoungBoy city, posting online like he was really outside, only to get called out by 4KT members who actually pulled up to the very spot he claimed he was in. What a mess. Behind all that online flexing and tough talk, Memo 600 got caught running one of the fakest attention-grabbing moves we've seen in a while. His little stunt ended up turning him into a punchline across the streets and social media. The truth about how it all fell apart is even more embarrassing than anyone could have imagined, and we're about to break it all down. No exaggeration here. This story's wild. We're diving into real drama that's been shaking the whole hip-hop scene lately. This is about an ex-OTF member who tried to play tough in NBA YoungBoy's hometown and ended up getting exposed in the worst possible way. The internet can't stop talking about it. Let's keep it real. Memo 600 was out here claiming he pulled up to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, acting like he was ready for anything. But now, we're about to clear up what's real and what's just online fiction. The truth hits harder than expected. For anyone who's not familiar, Memo 600 is a rapper out of Chicago who used to be part of OTF, but this move might have just changed everything for him. That's only the family, Lil Durk's crew. But here's the twist. Memo ain't part of OTF anymore. He got dropped from the team after starting pointless drama between Lil Durk and Da Baby. Yeah, that's right. While everyone else was focused on making music and building their brands, Memo was out here stirring things up, creating tension, and eventually got shown the door for it. But don't get it twisted. This ain't your average rap disagreement. This whole situation runs way deeper than it looks. After leaving OTF, Memo 600 built his entire image around chasing attention online, constantly calling out NBA YoungBoy and his 4KT crew like he has something to prove. We're talking about a grown man acting like he's still living in his teenage years, posting clips showing off, throwing hand signs, and trying to look like he's really on some kind of mission. Now here's where things start heating up. Not long ago, Memo decided to take his trolling to another level. He jumped on Instagram stories, pretending he was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, NBA YoungBoy's home turf. For those who don't know, he uploaded a photo outside Juicy Seafood, a well-known spot right in the middle of Baton Rouge, complete with a location tag to make it look real. And he didn't stop there. He had his own King Von and Prince Dre's track, Back Again, playing in the background, one of Chicago's hardest drill records, while trying to send a message like "We in your city." But it gets even crazier. Later, he posted another picture holding a large prop that looked like a weapon, captioning it with lines about cruising through the city, dropping emojis and all. And Memo even hopped on live stream, cruising around in what looked like a white Tesla, trying to act bold and fearless, saying things like, "You know where I'm at, stop asking questions." He kept uploading clips on his story, dressed head to toe in green. And if you know the culture, that color's tied to NBA YoungBoy's crew. So him rocking all green, showing off like he's really in YoungBoy City, came off as pure disrespect to everything 4KT stands for. Now let's be real, moves like that only go one of two ways. It's either seriously bold or seriously reckless. No middle ground. You don't just roll up to another man's city, especially when that man is NBA YoungBoy, one of the biggest names in hip-hop right now, and start dropping subliminals unless you're really built for that kind of energy. But here's where things take a turn. Memo 600 wasn't ready for what came next. The wild part that got everyone talking happened right after those posts. While Memo was busy uploading videos trying to look fearless, one of NBA YoungBoy's main guys, Ben 10, was watching everything go down in real time. Ben 10 jumped into Memo's live, which had around 3,000 to 4,000 people tuned in, and dropped the comments saying, "Where you at?" That's when the pressure got real. Think about it. Someone actually from Baton Rouge, connected to NBA YoungBoy himself, directly calling you out in front of thousands of people. The moment Ben 10 said that, Memo's energy changed quick. Suddenly, the same guy who was talking tough a second ago vanished from the live faster than someone trying to disappear after breaking something valuable. But here's where things take a serious turn. It went way beyond simple online trolling. Ben 10 didn't just drop a comment and disappear. Nah, he actually pulled up in real life to the exact spot Memo claimed he was at. There's real footage showing Ben 10 at Juicy Seafood, the same restaurant Memo tagged in his story, asking the employees if they had seen him. He walked in all calm and respectful, saying, "Hey, how y'all doing? I'm looking for this dude. Did he come through here?" The staff told him straight up, "Nah, we haven't seen him." That's right, Memo wasn't even there. Not only that, but Ben 10 posted the whole exchange on his Instagram, showing the world that Memo 600's so-called pull-up was just for the cameras. And Ben 10 didn't stop there either. He hit multiple spots across Baton Rouge Memo claimed he was at, driving through the rain, really trying to track down this man. At one point, he even stopped by Valley Park near Walmart on College Drive, filming himself saying, "Come out here right now. If you really about what you say, let's talk face to face." He made it clear, no chasing, no drama, just wanting Memo to show up and stand on what he posted. But this is where things got really embarrassing for Memo. Internet investigators who missed nothing started picking apart his pictures and videos, and what they found was wild. Turns out the pictures Memo uploaded weren't even recent. People noticed little details in the background, like Super Bowl decorations on nearby buildings. But here's the kicker. It wasn't even close to Super Bowl season when he made those posts. Even the trees in his videos gave it away. In Memo's clips, they looked bad, like it was wintertime. But when Ben 10 actually visited those same spots, the trees were full and green. That's when fans realized the truth. Memo's whole Baton Rouge stunt was staged. After that whole mess got exposed, things only went downhill for Memo 600. The internet wasted no time tearing him apart, and even people from his own city started clowning him for faking a pull-up. It was like overnight his street image completely crumbled. Fans were posting side-by-side comparisons, showing the fake pics next to the real footage of Ben 10 actually in Baton Rouge. It was brutal.
Everywhere you looked, people were saying things like, "Memo got caught pretending again," and "Ain't no way he thought he could fool the whole internet." The man went from acting like he was untouchable to becoming the running joke of the week. Even other rappers started throwing shade in their stories, making it clear that Memo's credibility had officially hit rock bottom. But here's the part that made it even worse. Memo tried to double down. Instead of just admitting he faked it, he went live again trying to defend himself, saying people were overreacting and that the timing of his posts didn't matter. But by then, it was too late. The screenshots, timestamps, and videos were everywhere. The whole thing had turned into a digital circus. And if that wasn't enough, fans started digging up more examples of him doing similar stuff in the past, posing in old locations, reusing footage, and acting like it was recent. The pattern was right there for everyone to see, and people were not letting him off the hook. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy's fans were celebrating the whole situation like it was a victory parade. They were saying things like, "You can't fake being outside in Baton Rouge, and Forky runs their city for real." Ben 10 even dropped a few cryptic posts after everything went viral, making it clear that he wasn't impressed by Memo's online games. At that point, Memo 600's rep had taken a massive hit. What was supposed to be a show of strength turned into one of the biggest social media slip-ups in recent hip-hop drama. His whole image as a street figure got tested, and it looked like the internet had already made its verdict. Fans completely exposed the whole setup. Turns out, Memo 600 had been posting old clips from a past trip to Louisiana, trying to make it seem like he was really there in real time. That's wild behavior, like someone trying to create a fake version of themselves online. In street talk, that's what they call a created player, someone pretending to be something they're clearly not. And Memo just secured himself a top spot in that category, no question. People in the streets have been talking non-stop, and what they're saying isn't looking good for Memo at all. BBG Baby Joe, another rapper out of Baton Rouge, even called him out directly, saying, "That ain't even our section, you on the opposite side. It's 45 minutes away. If you're really trying to pull up in Baton Rouge, type LSU into your GPS." That comment alone had the internet laughing for days. But here's the wild part. This wasn't even the first time Memo pulled something like this. He's been repeating the same pattern for a while now. After King Von passed away, rest in peace to Von, a true loss for Chicago, Memo went down to Savannah, Georgia to film a music video in the area associated with Quando Rondo. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Quando Rondo who was connected to the situation that took King Von's life. Memo decided to show up there, late at night, trying to make it look like a bold move. But everyone saw it for what it really was. More online showboating. In the streets, people looked at that as major disrespect, not just to Quando's area, but to Von's legacy too. You don't use the name of someone you once called family just to spark drama for social media views. That kind of behavior had fans and artists alike questioning Memo's motives and wondering if he was really chasing fame over respect. That's not how real ones move. That's how people chase an attention act. And that's exactly why OTF cut ties with Memo in the first place. For anyone who might not get the full weight of why this whole thing blew up, let's break it down. In street culture, there's a code, a certain way you carry yourself if you want to be taken seriously. You don't talk too much about what you're doing, and you definitely don't put your every move online. If you're really about handling your business, you stay quiet, stay smart, and let your actions speak. But Memo did the exact opposite. He went online, posted his every move, dropped his exact location, went live for thousands of people to see, and then vanished the second someone actually pulled up ready to meet him. That kind of move instantly kills any street credibility you might have had. It's like calling someone out for a basketball game, talking all the trash in the world, and then not showing up when it's time to play. It's embarrassing, and it makes you look like you were never serious to begin with. Even fans who used to rock with Memo started calling it out, saying that he was playing himself trying to look tough online instead of keeping it real. But what makes all this even shocking? Memo's not some kid who doesn't know better. He's 33 years old. Let that sink in. A grown man, a father, still moving like he's trying to prove something on the internet instead of focusing on growth, family, and real success. People started asking the hard questions. Where's the maturity? Where's the focus on turning things positive instead of fueling more drama for likes and comments? Now, this whole situation isn't just about Memo 600 getting embarrassed online. It's about the real-life risks that come with this kind of reckless behavior. Let's be honest, things could have gone way worse if 4KT members had actually ran into Memo that day in Baton Rouge. Those are people who take their reputation and territory seriously, and they don't play around when it comes to respect. NBA YoungBoy's crew is known for standing firm in their city, and Baton Rouge is their home ground. The fact that Ben 10 actually drove to multiple locations, stopping everywhere Memo claimed to be, shows how real the tension got. It wasn't just internet talk anymore. It turned into a situation that could have gone left real fast. Honestly, it's a good thing Memo wasn't actually there, because nobody knows how that could have ended, and it's never worth it when things get that close to danger. This could have easily turned into another tragic headline over something that started on social media. That's why people are saying this whole episode should serve as a wake-up call. Not everything's worth the clout. The streets have spoken, and the message is loud. Memo 600's reputation has taken a huge hit. People aren't looking at him as a serious figure anymore. They're seeing him as a walking meme. Social media has been flooded with jokes. Folks even started making Finding Memo memes, putting his face on movie posters after Ben 10 was literally driving around Baton Rouge looking for him. It became one of the biggest punchlines in hip-hop this year. But beneath all the jokes, there's a deeper question. Why does Memo keep doing this? What's he really trying to prove? Because from the outside looking in, there's no win in this story. He's not gaining new fans, he's not earning more respect, and he's definitely not making more money. All Memo 600 is doing right now is painting a big target on his own back and making himself look foolish in front of everyone watching. For those who haven't been following the full situation, this isn't just about one rapper. This is part of a much bigger trend in hip-hop, where chasing clout has started to matter more than being authentic. We're seeing people risk their reputation, their safety, and even their freedom just to grab a few thousand views online. That's not strength, that's not real, it's just sad to watch. It shows how social media has completely blurred the line between real life and online performance. Everyone wants to go viral, even if it means pretending to be something they're not.
Now, think about this. Some of these artists are out here moving like they're in a video game, posting their every move, daring rivals to respond, all for engagement and likes. But this isn't Call of Duty. This is real life. Real neighborhoods, real families, and real consequences are involved when that online energy turns physical. That's why this kind of behavior isn't just risky, it's dangerous for the whole culture. And the most shocking part? Memo's not some 18-year-old just figuring things out. He's 33, a grown man who should be focused on stability, family, and long-term success. Instead, he's still stuck chasing temporary internet fame and arguing with people he doesn't even have real issues with. It's a sad cycle, and it keeps repeating because too many people mistake attention for achievement. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy's out here doing the exact opposite. He's on tour, stacking millions, selling out arenas, and expanding his brand across the country. That's the difference between building an empire and wasting time online trying to prove a point that doesn't matter. NBA YoungBoy probably doesn't even know who Memo 600 is, and if he does, it's safe to say he's not losing sleep over it. So what's the point of all this? Memo's basically shadowboxing, fighting an opponent who isn't even paying attention. The truth is, Memo got dropped from OTF for a reason. When you start unnecessary drama between artists like Lil Durk and DaBaby, two people who could have made hits together and made serious money, you show that you care more about chaos than collaboration. That kind of behavior doesn't help the team, it hurts it. It shows you're a liability, not an asset. And that's exactly why Memo ended up on the outside looking in. He turned potential partnerships into beef, and now he's left trying to prove something to a world that's already moved on. But here's where things get even crazier. After all the embarrassment, after being called out and exposed, Memo still doubled down. He dropped another video from inside a car, holding a prop and blasting NBA YoungBoy's track Up the Score in the background, trying to look like he was still keeping the energy alive. But by this point, nobody's buying it anymore. The act's worn out, the story's been told, and fans have seen through the whole performance. Everyone online knows it's just talk now. The jig is up, the illusion's gone, and the internet's already moved on to the next moment. Memo 600's situation isn't just about one rapper making bad decisions. It's about the bigger problem in hip-hop right now, the culture of clout chasing. People putting their image above their integrity, playing with real situations just for temporary fame. It's about grown men acting like teenagers online, risking everything they've worked for just to get attention for a day. The lines between entertainment and reality have gotten so blurry that some folks can't tell the difference anymore, and that's dangerous. Don't start drama you can't handle, and don't put yourself in situations that could cost you your freedom or your safety, all for a few likes online. It's never worth it. For Memo 600 especially, this whole situation should have been a major wake-up call. You're 33 years old, you got kids, and your time in OTF is long over. You're not pulling in the same money, and that same respect you once had in the game is fading fast. At some point, you gotta look in the mirror and ask yourself, what's next? When do you stop repeating the same cycle and start moving smarter? Because this path Memo's been on leads nowhere good. Every move he's made lately has only made things worse for him, and now the whole internet's watching to see whether he learns from it or keeps spiraling. The big question now is, does Memo keep chasing clout and stirring up drama until something serious happens, or does he take this loss, learn the lesson, and finally move different? Only time will tell. But if we're being real, based on his history, people aren't too confident that change is coming anytime soon. Meanwhile, 4KT and NBA YoungBoy's camp walked away from this situation looking like the solid ones. Ben 10 actually pulled up to the spots Memo claimed he was at, actually checked the locations, and showed proof instead of just talking online. That's the difference between keeping it real and putting on a show for social media. At the end of the day, this whole story should serve as a reminder. Real doesn't have to be reckless, and the internet isn't worth losing everything over. Memo 600's name might still be trending, but it's not for the right reasons, and it's up to him to decide whether that changes or not. They didn't just talk about it online, they actually showed up and proved who was really serious. And when Memo wasn't there, they exposed the whole situation for what it was. The streets don't miss a thing, and the truth always finds its way out.
You can't fake it forever, especially in this game where reputation means everything. For Memo 600, that truth hit hard. He's now being seen as someone chasing attention instead of making progress, and both the streets and the industry are taking note. At this point, the whole world's watching his next move. Do you think Memo 600 will finally learn his lesson and move smarter, or will he keep playing these risky games until things take a turn for the worse? Let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And before you dip, make sure to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out when we break down the real stories behind hip-hop's biggest headlines. We're always keeping it authentic over here. No filters, no faking, just real talk and real facts. Most importantly, stay safe out there, stay focused on your grind, and don't let social media clout pull you off your path. At the end of the day, your peace, your progress, and your purpose matter way more than any temporary internet fame. Keep it real, keep pushing forward, and remember, you don't have to pretend to be somebody else to stand out. Peace and love, family. Stay tuned for the next deep dive, because we're just getting started.